Hey YouTube. Hey, I wanted to make just a real brief video, kind of as we come into a new year. Kind of one of the thoughts I've been having about who we are as men and what we are as far as leading our families, uh, our positions at work, leading this country. And I think that get every man has to get a vision for where God wants him to go in his life. And there's this really good book. I know it's a little strange to be doing a book review out here, but there's a really good book by John Eldridge called Wild at Heart, and it talks about just that. That a man's heart has to be found, and where does he go to find his heart? He gets out into the wild, because you're not going to find it when you're cooped up in a cubicle or cooped up with a tool pouch on, focused at work and driving your business. It's when you can get away from everything else and silence all the noise around you and put on a new focus. And so that's exactly what I did last night, believe it or not. And I think there's probably a lot of guys that do this out in the middle of winter. Figured before the new year started, I wanted to get out here and just get a renewed focus for where God wants me to go with my family. What he wants me to do, and the focuses that he wants me to have with my family, with our business, with YouTube, and some other interests that I have that may or may not be detracting from the things that really counts. And so I came out here, set up my camp and hiked in a couple miles to a point where I knew nobody would find me. And as ridiculous as that is, I know there's still people who know where I'm at, but but that's exactly what I did. And even though it was cold and it was snowy last night, the snow all melted overnight, so couldn't have picked a much better night to do this than last night. I was able to just stop and shut everything off and realize that there's some things that I've been neglecting in my life that I really need to focus on. I think I nailed one of those down actually yesterday afternoon on the way down here, and just had some more time to focus on that. But that's exactly what this is about. It's getting out and realizing, what, this is where we find our heart. It's built into a man to explore and to be in the wild, and to conquer, if you will, whatever you want to say, but just to get out. And that's exactly what I'm doing here. So I would encourage you, cut everything away. Believe me, I got 4 little kids, and a beautiful wife. I'd much rather be at home hanging out with them, watching a video and eating a pizza or playing a game or something like that. But my wife completely understood when she knew that I was going out to search out my heart, to search out God's heart for me and for our family. And she was encouraging. In fact, she fixed me a really good omelet that I made. Crockett 20's got a good video on making an omelet in boiling water. So I ate that this morning. I was just thinking about her and thinking about our family and just really where we need to go, where God wants us to go. Because, the last thing you want to do, I'm 35, the last thing you want to do is wake up tomorrow, realize you're 50, 60, 70 years old, and your life's passing you by. You want to realize that God's given us a chance. He's given us one life to live here on earth, and we need to make sure that we are solidifying in our hearts what God wants for us. I really believe that. I know a lot of people might think I'm nuts, but you know what? I really believe that. So that's what I'm doing. I'm out here in the wild, out here in the middle of nowhere. No sounds, no nothing except for the wind and the breeze through the trees. And I would just encourage you guys. In fact, not just you guys, but even you gals out there. Get away from everything. Just cut everything away, and just get out and away from it all, and just get that renewed focus. Find that heart that God's put into us, that heart that gets bound down by so many worries and so many concerns, that heart that's supposed to be wild. And I would just really encourage you. I'm not. And by the way, when I say wild, and that wild of heart, it doesn't mean going nuts or anything like that. But that heart that's not meant to be pinned down by a 9 to 5 schedule every single day. Even though those are schedules we have to have, it's that heart that needs to be free and needs to realize that there's more to life than 9 to 5, than softball games and kids' activities on the weekends or weeknights. There's more going on, even though those things are all very important. God has chosen us, I really believe, as men to step out, lead our families, and sometimes we have to set everything else aside. So that's what I got. Shoot me a note, and I'd love to see what you guys are thinking about that. Maybe you guys all think I'm nuts. Anyways, this is Tactic Clutch. Over and out.